Hi guys, it is the middle of December. Mother Nature's still not cooperating. We don't have any snow to go snowmobiling. Let's keep working on the Trackster. In last week's video, we kind of got sidetracked working on the hitch. Really happy with how that turned out. But I wanted to get the seat back off so I can start working on upholstery for that. And we've got some track work to do over at the left-hand side here. We'll start off, impact, we'll just buzz this thing off of here. We don't want to lose these bolts, so I'm just going to thread them back into the holes here. This seat back is substantially taller than what came on the machine. The original one, probably only came up to about here. It was, just a short one. But I figure if we're going to make a custom seat back, we may as well make one that's going to be comfortable. Here we are with the suspension problem that I've got going on. I don't know how well it's showing up here on the screen, but this bogie wheel that's kind of floating here with some spring to it is actually supposed to be down supporting the track. And what's going on here, we've got this bracket that is loose, that's broken free. And under here, you can kind of see the remnants of what that's supposed to be attached to. In the center, we have what's called a torelastic bearing. And it's got a center core, a layer of rubber, and then an outer shell. And this arm that's causing us the problem is then bolted to the outside of that torelastic shell. What I need to do is pull the outer shell off of there, and we'll take it back to the garage, clean it up, weld it up, and reinforce it if necessary, and then we'll get it put back in here. This is kind of an important bogie wheel. It supports the front of the machine. The inner one that's way back in there is still working, but this corner tends to sit a little low because it's only got half of the suspension it's supposed to have. And we'll get that back down in place, and that should hopefully solve a bunch of our problems. I'm guessing what's happened here is somebody's hit something a little hard, and there may have been a crack in this shell or a little bit of corrosion damage. So let me put you guys on a stand. We'll see if we can convince this bogie wheel assembly to come out of there. Hopefully that's got you guys down low enough you can see what's going on. I don't have my cameraman with me today, so we're going to have to make do. I've sprayed a little bit of PB Blaster on here, so hopefully, I don't know if that's washing things out too badly for you guys, but I gotta be able to see too. Well, that was an interesting way of doing it, but it came out of there. Well, let's try that again. This one might be a little bit more difficult because of the nubs on the inside of the track. Oh, we can get on there. Well, it's not all rusted out. That's a good sign. I'm going to take a wild guess that it just somehow ended up with a crack in it and decided to break. Okay. Three of them out. I can't tell whether that is a 1/2 inch or a 7/16 head bolt. It's also possible that it's a 1/2 inch bolt that has a little bit of corrosion on the head, and that's taken out made it so that the wrench doesn't fit on there solidly. And the 7/16 doesn't fit on there, and neither does the 1/2 inch. There's always got to be one stubborn one. You have 4 bolts, you're going to have one that's going to fight you. If I lift this wheel up, kind of put it there. I don't know how well that's showing up for you guys, but down there is the head of the bolt, and it's in a really inconvenient spot to get at. It's kind of in there tight so that you can't put a box end or a socket or anything on there. And because of the angle it's at, I ended up rounding the stupid thing off with the wrench I was using, so now we can't get anything on it. I don't have a pair of vice grips with me, and I don't have a grinder. but I do know where to find those things. I got them at the back of the home garage. So I think what we're going to do is shut it down here for a little bit. I'm going to go grab those tools, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready to hack that bolt out of there. Well guys, I hate to admit it, but it is a couple of days later. We've got to get going on this little project. My LED light is washing things out really bad. Hard for you to see, but this is the bolt that's being difficult. The head is basically rounded off underneath. I can't get at it. And I have my Bauer. It's supposed to be a sheet metal cutter, but it's a nice small grinder with a thin wheel on it. So let's see if we can get this to come in here and cut this bolt out of here. It certainly is cutting it, but not enough to peel it out of there yet. You get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. Let me put some better light on this situation and get in there with both hands and see if I can get that bolt cut out of there. I'll bring you back when I got the piece out. Well, there we go, guys. Kind of sort of something like that. This has obviously been badly sprung. Well, that's showing up in the light we have. But here's the piece that needs to get welded back on there, and obviously something needs to be straightened up because this appears to be quite badly sprung. But that's something we're gotten back at the garage. We'll get this all glued back together and reinforced so that it's not going to break again. I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready to start working on this in the garage. Hey guys, we're in the disaster zone of a garage. This place long surpassed calling it a mess. Nowhere near ready to be used as a functional garage, and unfortunately I ran out of season. It is a little bit chilly to be working out here trying to organize things, so it's going to have to wait till spring. However, we need a vise, and we need to reattach that piece of metal to the wheel so that this makes, with this, a complete circle. I think I can make this kind of sort of get back into the shape that it needs to be. Got the vise grips here, we'll give this a little bit of a tweak and try and straighten things out a bit. But unfortunately, I don't have enough power to run my welder. So I'm going to have to take this to the local machine shop, I think, and get them to weld it up. Either that or maybe convince my buddy to let me use his welder. We'll see what transpires. But first things first, we'll try and get this thing to go back into some sort of shape. It seems to be bending not too bad. I'm going to take a wild leap and guess that somebody whacked into something pretty hard to tweak this wheel the way they did. That's better. Let me see if I can put you guys down without dropping you. That and that plus that is supposed to equal a circle. Something tells me we've got a little bit more tweaking to do here. Well, it's definitely in the right direction. Well, we're close. I think if we get that reattached on there, we can probably do a little bit of tweaking and adjusting to make it work. Unfortunately, as I say, I don't have a welder that's functional to do the welding here, so I think we're going to have to take it to a machine shop and get it done. Hate to do that, I always hate paying somebody to do something that I'm perfectly capable of doing myself. But we got to do what we got to do. I'll bring you guys back when I get this back from the machine shop, and we'll get it bolted back on the machine. It'd be nice to have a proper toe to run on instead of having to rely on just the one wheel. Hey guys, we're making some progress here. I managed to find the power adapter for my TIG welder, so we're TIG welding this thing. Not something I can easily record, and the welds aren't turning out too bad, but I figured out how come I was having a hard time getting this to align. You can see there's a chunk missing. I grabbed a scrap of steel and cut something out, and I'm just going to weld that in there. Again, it's not something I can easily record, and besides, I don't want you guys watching me making a mess of my tungsten electrode. TIG welding is an aspiration more than a skill. Anyways, I'll bring you guys back when I get this thing all put together and we're ready to put it back on the machine. Well guys, I am not going to claim that I am a TIG welder by any stretch of the imagination, but that piece is glued back together. Not anywhere near as pretty on the backside, but a little bit of paint and it'll be just like new. Hopefully this will be strong enough that we won't have any more breakage issues. So the next step is putting it back on the machine. It needs a little bit of paint on it first, but I'll bring you guys back when I'm back out at the machine and we're ready to bolt things back together. Well guys, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. I know it's going to work, but the question is how much effort is it going to take to make it work? That's the piece kind of sort of welded back together. Take and lay this on here and it kind of sort of makes a tube. And there is what we've got to attach it to. This is the outside shell of the Tor elastic. I think we need to do a little bit of rebuilding though. There we are. Brand new Tor elastic. New spring. Almost new. There we go. Let me put you guys on a stand. I'll see if I can get you in a good position where you can kind of see what we're trying to accomplish here, and get some more stuff bolted back together. Unfortunately, that's about as low as the camera pod goes. Picked up some new hardware. I'm using 1/4 inch washers with 5/16 bolts. And the reason I do that is the 1/4 inch washer seems to fit around the 5/16, just a little bit tighter. Of course, it's not as big around diameter wise, but that's okay. Put our top shell on. And of course, everything is all messed up. Oh, we might get a nut on there. I want to put another fender washer and lock washer on that before it's completely bolted up, but at least that's a place to start. You can kind of see what I got going on here, but we do have another problem. Up here at the front, something's not quite gonna reach. A little bit of a space here. I'm thinking what I need to do is get a jack under the front of this machine and take some weight off, and we'll see if we can get the Tor elastic to kind of come around, or they get this arm to swing down so that this comes up and attaches to the top part. Okay, let me grab some tools and we'll give that a try. I've got the front lifted up in the air on a jack, and I'm picking up, I don't know whether you guys can see that or not, I'm basically getting about half what we need for travel to get that bolt to all go back together again. I think what we're gonna have to do back here at the back is the adjuster. I've backed the lock nut off and it turned fairly easily. And here is the nut that does the track tensioning. And I think it'll come out of there fairly easy, just that it's an inconvenient size. I don't have 1.25 inch, and I think that's what it is. Let me put you guys in a stand and I'll go at it here, see if I can get it to spin off. Probably don't need a whole lot. There's a fair amount of slack in this track already, but a little bit more would probably make the difference. Well, I don't know that we're going to get it a whole lot looser than that. Basically touching in the middle. Let's see if we can convince this bogie to go down now. Oh yeah, that'll get us. Okay, we're started. So my plan with this is to kind of snug things up. I'll get some lock washers in here. Maybe we'll just go with fender washers for the time being. We'll get everything snugged up, then we'll take the nuts off one at a time and put lock nuts under them. Add a lock washer. That is good and tight. I'm going to take that back one off and we'll get a lock washer under it. Okay, that's got our front two tightened right up. Well, that's got that bogie arm bolted back in. You guys watch it while I take the jack out. Well, that certainly brought that front corner back up. That is very good. Of course, as you can see, these tracks are not much longer for this world, I think. There are new tracks that you can get for these. Oh, I can't remember the name of the company that makes them, but there is a company that makes a kind of a follow-on model to this. You can very much see that it's based on this design, and they also sell replacement tracks for the original Tracksters. So they're not cheap, they don't give them away, but if this is going to be a reliable unit, it's worth putting new tracks on. Let me get this snugged back up and then we'll see how it's going to look. I did leave the track a little bit loose. It's about the same as the other side. I don't want to snug it up too much with the number of cracks that we're seeing in the edge of that track. I don't want to put any more stress on it than I absolutely need to until I get new tracks for this thing. Well guys, I think that's about as far as we're going to take this one today. We've still got some more upholstery work to do. There's some electrical issues I want to sort out on this thing, so there's going to be some more Trackster footage coming soon. Check back. Happy to have you stop in. Hey, if you got this far, I'm going to give you one of those thumb up things and maybe consider subscribing. There's merch in the links down below the video if you're watching this on a computer. I don't know about mobile, whether they show links or not, but check it out. See, there's I got sweaters like this, I got drink bottles, that kind of thing. Hopefully you find something in there that you like. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you in the next mess.